So I'm Sarah May, by the way, with Baja Surf Yoga. Welcome. And we're gonna get started. I like being on my knees. It's a little more comfortable in the hips. But if you're seated in Sukhasana, easy pose, maybe you can prop up, sit on a block, sit on a blanket, and we'll begin just by closing our eyes and just taking notes of where we are here on this Sunday morning. Breathe deeply in and out through your nose. Close eyes. And notice your connection here towards earth. And in noticing connection towards earth elements, of course we feel into the weight of our body down towards the ground, right? But we're also aware that part of this connection is the fact that all of the elements that make up the earth and all the objects, the form, all of around us, these are the same elements that comprise our own being, our own form, our own shape. So we're aware of the solidity, the support of the land below us, but we're also aware of our connection, not just in the sense that we can physically touch down towards earth, but this connection and that we are built from the very same molecules as earth. And those molecules are always in exchange, always in this little dance. We can perhaps feel and notice that exchange most clearly as we notice the movement of our breath, right? That in and out. Breathing in elements from outside of ourselves and breathing out elements from within. Always an exchange. And as we note this connection of the solidity of our body down towards the ground, it's from that connection that we're able to invite in the movement and find stabilization as we move away from, extend from the earth to the space around us, making all sorts of different shapes. So we'll feel that right here, right now, as we press down a little more through sits bones or through shins. Feel how that energy, that activity, that pressure down already invites in the sense of an upward lift. And then aware of that, as we press down, to inhale, lift the arms up above the head. Stretch the whole body long, reach fingertips to the sky. And then with exhale breath, right hand down, left arm up and over, and we can side body stretch. So as we stretch here through the side body, of course, reaching through the fingertips, lengthening through the arm, but also aware still of this press down into the earth, and moving the stretch in both directions, all directions. And we can take the arm behind you, open up through the heart. Breathe deeply with it. With inhale, we'll return, reach up to center, and then exhale, left hand down, right arm up and over. Doesn't have to be a static, still stretch. We can invite in a little bit of movement. And so as we go through these shapes, aware of our form, right? Aware of stretching, opening, awakening into this body, and aware of the form of the earth below us, pressing down into the earth, using her support to help press your body open. We'll inhale back up through center, and then take a gentle twist, We'll let the heart stay open. We'll roll both shoulders down and back. And then aware that the spine here is nice and neutral, stacking crown of the head over the tailbone. With exhale breath, we'll come through center and then twist to the opposite direction. Going easy, we don't have to press to the very edge of our range of movement here. Just warming up, just testing things out. Real tall, heart open, chest open. And then we'll come back to center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then with exhale, plant the hands and we'll come to all fours. So all fours on the mat, spread the fingers real wide and note your connection between the points touching down and the mat, right? And note that this connection is not only to the mat, but it's to the structure below you and to the land below that. So feel that energetic press again down into the earth. And then as you push down, open your heart, take your eyes, your tailbone skyward, cow pose. And keep pressing even more strongly, perhaps, as we press the heart to the sky, lengthen the arms, cat pose. And then move with your breath back and forth between these two shapes, cat and cow. The whole way we're actively pressing down into the earth, right? So we're not just leaning, not just dropping our weight down, but we're actively pressing from. Feeling this little squeeze or dig into the fingertips, either tops of the feet pressing down, or if the toes are tucked, we're aware of that little push. We're aware of pressure on the knees. As we explore around with shifting our weight between the hands, the knees, the feet, back and forth, as we get a little creative with our cat-cow here. So the earth is our partner in moving here, right? The earth gives us this platform, this stability from which we can press away and explore into all the spaciousness around. And then we'll return to a neutral spine. And then take your right foot, step it back, tuck the toes, press equally into both hands as we press into a little bit of a right leg stretch. So we're sending the right heel back of the right leg, nice and long. Maybe a gentle wiggle side to side with the hips. Keep the right leg nice and long. We'll swoop it out to the right, plant right foot. So we're opening to the inner right thigh here. And then right hand stays planted. Left arm goes to the sky for a heart open twist. With exhale breath, we'll thread the needle. Left arm under right armpit. Bring the left cheek all the way down to the mat. So the right arm can extend. Get playful here in this shape. Make it your own. Or the right hand might come towards a little half bind, crawling right fingertips to the inner left thigh. So stillness or movement, just exploring around. Allowing yourself for this balance between resting on the earth and at the same time actively pressing from a sense of trying to twist heart towards the sky. We'll bring hands under the shoulders again, just to press the torso up, legs stay. And then press the hips back, take a seat. So we land in this Janu Sirsasana shape, face towards the left knee, and then right arm inside right thigh or to the right big toe, left arm up and over, side body stretch. So again, reaching through left hand, yes, and we might even reach towards the right big toe. But we're rooted through the left sits bone, right? Rooted and driving down both sits bones into the earth, into the ground. Heart working skyward. We'll inhale up through center, reach the left hand way behind you, plant it, press down, and then take a big sweep of right arm to the sky, hips lift, right leg goes long. And here we're really pressing through left hand, left shin to get this opening, to get this lift. And then we'll swoop that right hand back towards the front and return to all fours. So wiggle things around, right? Find your all fours shape. Find neutral, find connection equally to the earth. And then we'll send the left foot back with the left toes tucked under and get this little stretch. Right, so the energy of the earth element is an energy of stability, it's an energy of neutrality, it's an energy of equanimity. And it just means that we love all things equally, right? It means that whatever happens, good or bad, we're not thrown off center. We avoid overreacting, unhealthy overreaction. We'll keep the left leg long as we sweep left leg out to the left. And then left hand stays planted, right arm to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Right hand through, right cheek down. Play with the left arm. Take the shape that you would like. And aware of the support again of the earth underneath you that helps you press down to open up, right? To twist your heart towards the sky. So everything is in balance here. And with earth element, we feel centered. Even in this funky, twisting shape, we feel centered and we feel neutral and we feel stable. And we'll release the hands, place hands under shoulders just to bring the chest upright. And then no thinking, just sitting, sit it back. This Janu Sirsasana shape is how we land. We'll face the right knee. And then left hand inside left leg, right arm open over for a side body stretch. So we can work the sides, we can work right to left side body and still be connected to this sense of working around heart space, working around a core, a stable, neutral core, right? Side bending, opening into the right side body and still stretching through both directions, right hip down, right hand up and over. We'll inhale, reach up through center, and then right hand reaches back, push down to sweep left arm up. Both hips lift. Left leg goes long. We can play with left arm. Draw little circles to help open left shoulder or the heart. And then we'll sweep the left hand down and come back to all fours. So find your neutral base again. Level out between hands and feet. Open the heart to cow pose. Squeeze the shoulders down and back. Tuck your toes and then cat pose your way to downward facing dog. And so in downward dog, we can move things around. We can pedal it out. Work a little spaciousness into the back of the legs. And come back to this sense of stable, centered, neutral, right? Working with this wisdom of equanimity as we work with the earth element. Press strongly through both hands and feel how the more action we push down through the hands, the more we can press and shift some weight into the feet. So it's not just the hands taking all the weight of the pose, but we're active and strong here in our downward facing dog, pressing length and lightness into a long, long neutral spine. We'll keep the eyes looking back to the space between the two big toes so the head can just hang nice and loose as we walk the feet up to the top of the mat for a forward fold. So do bend the knees as we get there. And then just let the spine hang. So we're aware here of connection between the feet and the earth. We can even play with a little side to side shift, to front to back. But we're also working our way towards water element here. So we're aware of this liquidity of the spine and just allowing this pouring from crown of the head towards the earth. So as we move through the Sun A, letting awareness of earth element blend a little in towards this fluidity of water element. We'll inhale, halfway lift, open the heart, roll the shoulders down and back, and then flow, right? Exhale, forward fold. 2 more times. Inhale, half lift, elongate the spine, extend. Exhale, breath, fold again. 1 more. Inhale, half lift. Breath out, forward fold. And then with inhale, this time go through the half lift, rise all the way up, reach. Exhale, breath, hands to the heart. Samastitihi, equal standing pose. So feel equal, feel balanced, right? Feel connected to earth elements, rooted down through all 4 corners of the feet, across balls of the feet and into the heels. And let that press down help lift you up. Let it help lift the heart, the breastplate to the thumbs a little bit. And then the shoulders squeeze down and back, chin neutral. So aware of earth element all the way through this class, it's still going to be there, still present. But moving into a water element, aware a little bit more of breath, of flow, of change, of fluidity. We'll inhale, open the eyes, reach the arms up. And then exhale, bend knees, forward fold. With breath in, half lift, lengthen. Breath out, plant hands, high plank hold. Step both feet back, high plank hold. Press length into the arms, but squeeze through the side bodies to open the chest. Strong and supported here, right? Getting energy from the earth by pressing into her. Test her. She's not going to give way. We'll bring the knees down, tailbone to the sky, and then lower the chin, the chest, Ashtangasana. With inhale, we'll take the heart up and through, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. And then exhale, forehead to the earth. 2 more times. Inhale, lift with your breath in, shoulders back. Exhale, forehead down. 1 more. Breath in, lift, very little weight in the hands. Exhale, child's pose, Balasana. Send it back, let the sides of the body stretch long. Reach tailbone towards the big toes without trying to tuck. Just spacious there across the sacrum, the low back. Notice your breathing again. Tap back into that connection, that awareness to the fluidity, the movement of breath. And then with inhale, breath, cow pose. Heart goes open, tuck toes. Exhale, breath, downward facing dog. Hips up and back. Inhale, breath, right leg long to the sky. And then with exhale, bend and stack. Right knee to the sky. Open up. Feel this right side body spaciousness as you reach left heel towards earth. With inhale, hips square off, right leg extends. And then exhale, flow. The right foot lands between the hands. Left knee down. Right hand to right thigh. And we'll inhale, left arm to the sky for this 1 arm Anjaneyasana. And then moving like water, nice and fluid with the breath. With exhale, left hand down, come to a little more upright. Inhale, hips forward, left arm reaches skyward. Exhale, a little more upright, press into right foot. Inhale, left arm reaches, hips melt down. Exhale, press into the right foot, come to upright. This time, inhale, reach up with both hands. And then exhale, float the hips back to an Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. So we're stretching here long in the right leg. We can sit hips all the way down or stay a little more lifted. Right, always just taking the shape that feels good. And in these holds, we're working with the breath. We're holding, but we're still aware of this movement, this flow, fluidity to everything, or we can gently rock side to side, right? As if we are on the water in a boat. on a surfboard in the ocean floating. And then we'll step back into right foot, left hand plants. Right arm to the sky for a twist. Walk, wiggle right foot to the edge of the mat, and then right hand comes down, lizard pose. So a little wider, a little longer stance perhaps. Right toes forward as we squeeze right thigh towards right arm. And we're tapping into this movement of breath, letting it be the breath itself that slowly, slowly opens our hip into these shapes. Heart open, shoulders down and back. And if you came to the forearms, we can press back into the palms. We'll spin on left knee. So left shin is perpendicular to, or parallel rather, to the top of the mat. And then it's left arm to the sky this time for a half frog twist. Right hand could stay rooted, grounded, or we could lift up a little bit. Which shape opens the heart further, right? Take big circles with this left arm as you press right arm to right thigh. And then just follow this fluidity of the left arm all the way to the back of your mat. Left hand plants, right arm sweeps, right leg goes long. We've seen a similar shape before. Open right shoulder, open the chest. And then just take a seat back to Janu Sirsasana, left foot inside right thigh. This time we'll face right leg, sweep the arms up. And then just fold, fold, fall like a waterfall, liquid spine over the right leg so the head can drop, the spine can round. And we might pull a little on the right foot to draw actively to come down, or just let go. Just let go, just hang, just release, relax. Breathe in and out through the nose. Everything fluid, aware that all is moving, all is changing, always. With inhale breath, we'll lift back up. Plant the hands outside left knee just to lift the hips, and then crawl, float yourself back towards lizard pose. So lizard pose, this time right toes, right knee turn out. And you can press a little gently to the inner right thigh. Or we can take right arm to the sky. Open the heart, maybe take a big rainbow arc back to the outer left foot for this quad stretch. So we're aware of this press down through left hand, right? That push down through earth that helps open the heart. But we're also aware of this fluid element of water. This element of water. And the element of water comes with this mirror-like wisdom, right? Like the reflection that we see when we're gazing into a still pond. We'll release this foot. Keep the right toes, right knee spin out. Press into the hands and then step up to Malasana. Left foot matches the right, and we can wiggle the hips down as we bring hands to heart center. So this mirror-like wisdom reminds us that we do not see the world as we think it is. We see the world as we are, right? We don't see things clearly. We're always kind of in relationship. Our mind, what we see, working back and forth, right? Things don't exist any one way. They exist in partnership with our perception. So this mirror-like wisdom of water helps us remember that. Open the heart. Take a nice breath in. And then with exhale breath, forward fold. We can just turn the toes in, keep the feet nice and wide, bend deeply to the right, to the left. If this movement of water element feels good to you, nice fluid, loose spine, loose neck. And then with inhale breath, lift halfway. Bring the feet together under the hips. With exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, rise, mountain pose, moving with breath. We'll exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms sweep up, reach belly in. Exhale, forward fold. Breath in, half lift. Exhale, float or step back through any vinyasa. To an inhale, heart opener. To an exhale, downward facing dog. And then reconnect with breath in downward facing dog, right? Let the heartbeat be beating still. Let everything feel like it is in motion. It is in motion. We don't need to stop. We just work with it. As we inhale, left leg long to the sky, and then exhale, bend and stack. Keep reaching right heel down towards the earth. Pressing length into the spine by pushing through both hands. With inhale, left leg goes long, square the hips. Exhale, breath, flow the left foot through the right knee down. Left hand to left thigh, and we'll inhale, reach up through the right arm. Heart lifting, hips melting downward. And then exhale, breath. Right hand comes down as we press to a little more upright, 90 degrees in left knee. Inhale, sweep the arm up, heart open. Exhale, press to upright. Inhale, reach up, hips forward. Exhale, push through left foot, come a little more upright. This time, reach up with both hands, hips melt forward, look up. Exhale, float the hips back, Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. So your shape might look like left knee bends, or we can just sit back all the way down. Just breathing into spaciousness here for the back of the left leg. Spacious in the spine, open in the heart. Unrooting hands where they need to be, just to offer your body a little support. Noting the potential in all things. Noting the potential in all things. Nothing, not even this shape, exists in any one way. It's neither good nor bad. We see it as we are. What's the state of our mind right here, right now? And we'll shift back into left foot, plant right hand, left arm to the sky. Wiggle this left foot out to the edge of the mat, and then left hand inside left foot for a lizard pose. So maybe the right leg wants to go back a little longer as well. And again, lizard pose. This is a still hold, but nothing is ever fixed. Nothing is ever fixed. So even in these still holds, the body is slowly opening up. Whether we're trying to make that happen or not, right? We can just relax and do nothing. And the body will still change. Things will still move. The body will still open. We'll spin on the right knee. So parallel right shin to the front or back of the mat. And then right arm to the sky to open the heart, the chest. If we want to lift up a little, we open the heart a little more, do that. Left arm to left thigh, there's action there, right? And vice versa, left thigh to left arm. We can take some big circular swoops, feeling into a little fluidity there in the right shoulder. And eventually this right arm sweep reaches all the way to the back of the mat. Left leg long, left arm to the sky for our gate pose. Maybe left shoulder circles, or left hand behind the head, take the elbow open, right? There's never any one right or wrong way. We meet things as we are, So take a seat. We meet things as we are. We learn to flow. We'll face the left leg, sweep the arms up. And then flow, fall over this long left leg. Let the forehead drop down. And again, there doesn't have to be grabbing and pushing and pulling, right? We can just sigh out, let go, do nothing. The pose is working either way, and it's opening the body, and things are moving, and things are changing. What about if we're just aware? What about if we're just aware of breath, of spaciousness in the back body? Whether it's back of the leg, back of the heart, back of the neck. We'll lift back up. Frame the right knee to press from earth. Get her help in lifting the hips and then sweeping forward to a lizard pose. So this time, left toes, left knee, aim out. We can press left thigh open a little bit. Just a gentle, gentle rock, rocking onto the knife edge of left foot perhaps. We could take left arm to the sky, work into a bigger heart opening twist. Left hand to the base of the spine, or rainbow that left arm all the way back to right foot. So a little moment of stretching, opening, lengthening here. Water elements, aware of breath, aware of movement, aware of change. Change in the body, but change in the mind too. Aware of the fluidity of just our perception itself, right? And aware of this mirror-like wisdom. We'll release left toes, left knee, still facing outward. And then we'll activate this right leg, step it up to match the left, Malasana squats. So we can wiggle the hips down and eventually come towards a little more upright, so that even if we're using elbows to press knees open, we're using elbows to press heart open as well. So we're aiming to someday bring crown of the head over the tail. Hips are open, chest is open. And mirror-like wisdom, right? We are always in relationship, this interdependence between state of our mind and appearance of things. And we can be reminded also that when water is calm, water is still, we can see things more clearly. So it's in this calm, still, quiet mind that we can most clearly recognize what it is that we bring to the table and how our perception works in partnership with what it is that we see. We'll take a nice deep breath in and then exhale, forward fold. Let the toes just aim in or parallel the feet to the edges of the mat. Flow here, hang or wiggle, or just do what feels good in your body, right? Fluidly responding to what is needed in this one moment. With inhale, we'll lift halfway, bring the feet under the hips, and then exhale, forward fold again. With breath, inhale, rise, mountain pose, root down to lift up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Breath in, we reach, we extend, we lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, heart open. Exhale, float through Vinyasa, or just make your way back to downward facing dog. And in down dog, we still aware of the earth elements. We're still aware of the water elements. But we invite in an awareness of fire. An awareness of fire, right? Activate the thighs, squeeze the navel up towards the front of the spine. Root through the hands. Feel how that activates the side bodies to draw the shoulders away from the ears. Aware of this element of fire as we look to the front of the mat, lift heels, bend knees. We can either float or baby step or big step to a forward fold. Big toes touch. We'll inhale, lift halfway, and then exhale, fold. So still fluid as we drop the hips low and then reach arms to the sky for a chair pose. And we invite in this awareness of heat, this awareness of warmth, right? So fire element is passion. It can be fierce, it can be angry, it can be destructive, but it's also compassion. So it can be warming and loving and kind. So we invite that in, right? And with awareness of water element, awareness of being held here by the earth, we can decide what type of fire are we feeling in the thighs right now. We'll breathe in. With exhale, hands to the heart, can we move lower in towards sensation? And then inhale, rise up, mountain pose. Take the hands to the hips. You can face the top of the mat. I'm just going to face you for a little bit more clear example here. And we root down into the left foot. So let this right foot just get a little light. Swing it back and forth. And just work on stabilizing, feeling balance, feeling stability. We'll slowly take little circles to the right, inviting in a little lubrication here to the right hip. Note how the right toes are aiming outward already, right toes, right knee. And so when we land this right foot, we'll let the right toes, right knee open up. Roll the shoulders back. Press strong through left leg. Tree pose. So the right foot can come to the ankle. It can come to the shin. We can reach down, grab it, place it all the way to the upper thigh. Choose your tree pose. Let the right hip, right knee, and left hip reach towards the back of your space. And invite an awareness of fire. Awareness of fire, right? This sense of resolve or determination, perhaps. An awareness of your own strength, your ability to stay. Option is stay right here in tree pose, or with their right two-piece fingers, reach down to the right big toe. Come back to upright. So take the shoulders down and back. Left hand can come to left hip. And then it might be a standing half-happy baby, or we slowly work on opening the right leg. Rolling shoulders down and back, maybe opening left hand. Aware of this build of heat in the left standing leg as we do all of this work on left leg. Aware of the strength that heat signifies. And with either a straight leg or bent knee, we'll take the right foot to center, switch hands. So this could look like left hand to the knife edge of right foot, and then we twist open. Or with a bent knee, left hand to right thigh, and we twist open. Either way, the hips are facing forward, and the heart works around to the right. Fire elements balancing this heat of strength with this warmth of loving kindness, this warmth of love. We'll come back to center, root both feet, sweep the arms up, breathe in. With exhale, chair pose, hands to the heart. This time we'll take a twist to the right, left arm outside right thigh. Hips nice and level and low. And we'll hold the twist, hold this connection, right? Staying fierce in our resolve here to connect left arm to right thigh. Maybe the eyes come to the earth for a little more stability. We'll root into right foot and then step the left foot back as we're ready. Twisted high lunge. So adjust, hips to the earth, heart working around towards the right. We'll just be here for one more exhale breath. And then press through the feet to inhale. Warrior two, open, unwind. Drop into this warrior two lunge. Expand across the heart, across the chest, right? Aware that fire element brings with it this connection to love, this heart open spaciousness. We can drop the shoulder, drop the right hip. With exhale breath, side angle, right arm down, left arm towards the sky. Connect right thigh and right arm. Still open heart, shining out your limitless light, right? The limitless light that comes from this fire, this burning deep within the center of your heart, at the core of your being. We can start to take big swoops with left arm, and then we'll follow these left arm swoops all the way up and over Skandasana to the back of the mat. So right toes, right knee out, left leg long, and let's bring right arm to the sky. Again, shining forth that limitless light from the heart space. Maybe the light is fire. Maybe it is fire. We'll sweep the right arm down. Come towards lizard at the top of the mat. And then because it's fire element, we can get a little playful here with our ferocity and play with a Vinyasa by chaturanga the arms, right? Moving down towards that low lizard shape. And then inner right thigh to the right tricep. Play, play, play. From here, tripod down dog, right leg to the sky. Breathe it out. And then shift into the hands a little more as if you're coming towards high plank. And then right foot finds the earth behind you, slowly. A flip dog-ish or a wild thing. Again, shining forth from the center of the heart, from the chest to the front of your space. We'll take a huge flip back, tripod down dog, right leg lifted. And then exhale, half pigeon pose. Right knee behind right wrist. So we get to rest, right? So we come back towards this sense of stillness. Present with the lingering heat of all the action, fire elements. But like water, we're able to just flow from the heat of the movement to the energy of stillness. Easily, fluidly, without grasping on to either one, right? Just be present with what is. And return to the earth, heart towards earth. We're hands down, feeling stable. And a reminder that the wisdom of fire, the wisdom of fire element is one of discrimination. It's one of discernment, right? And we can look at that in several different ways. Discernment helps us differentiate between the fire that we deem and label as anger or rage and the fire that we deem as perhaps social action or love, right? We can discriminate between those two things, which are both very fiery, very fiery. So one good way to work with the discernment of fire element is to work on perhaps loving your rage, sending a little more kindness to your anger. And then we'll bring the hands back to the top of the mat. Tuck toes. We can take a fancy or full vinyasa, or we can just come back to downward facing dog, right? What does the fire within your heart desire? What is that calling for the body to do? And can we respond mindfully to that request, right? With inhale breath, we'll look forward, lift heels, bend knees. Exhale breath, come to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Breath out, fold in deeper. Inhale, rise, mountain pose. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Hands to the hips. We'll ground through right leg this time and start to take that little swoop, sweep with the left foot. So we're just kind of saying hello to this idea of balance, letting there be some movement in our balance. We'll take circles, left foot circling out, and notice the left toes, left knee, kind of naturally perhaps follow that outward line, right? So as we land, left foot, left toes, left knee are going to open, and it's from this opening that we lift left foot to tree pose. Lift up through the heart. Feel how that guides the shoulders down and back. Take any tree pose here, any tree pose that suits your desire, heart's desire, right? Fire element at the center of the heart. And the wisdom of the fire element, that discernment, helps us recognize what type of desire this is, right? Is it desire to look a certain way, to nail a perfect tree pose, right? To get that balancing shape? Is it a desire that says happiness comes from outside of me and I'll only get it when I can land this hip open stretch? Or is it a desire that's just responding to felt sense, an internal state, right? Some type of spiritual longing to be a little more open, a little more free. The wisdom of fire element discrimination can help you work that out and help you decide which is which. We'll bring the foot back to center. We can straight leg, open up. We can bent knee, open up, grabbing outside the left thigh. Strong in the right leg. We'll come back to center with both feet rooted. Sweep the arms up. And then exhale, chair pose, hands to the heart. Taking a twist. So the hips stay low, knees stay level, equally pressing or rooting into both feet. And then we'll hold this security in the twist, right? Welcoming in the energy, the warm, burning energy of this shape. We'll stay rooted in left foot, rooted with the twist. We can look down at left big foot for stability, but then the right foot goes back for a twisted high lunge. So the hips are level. We're using the right arm to press, push the heart open. Working with breath, as always. We'll stay for another exhale. Patience. And then inhale, warrior two. Reach up, rise up, come all the way around. And drop right back into this fiery left thigh. Open the heart, right? Expanding that limitless light at the center of the chest. And then with exhale breath, left arm down, right arm skyward. Let the back foot take some of the weight of the pose. I know the left thigh is burning, right? But if we're not leaning on left thigh, but if we're pressing from left foot, we can press some energy back towards the right foot. Let the earth hold you in this shape. We'll take right arm circles, right arm sweeps. And then follow that upward, backward swoop of the right arm all the way up and over, Skandasana. Left arm goes to the sky. So we open the heart again. As we open the hips, right toes, right knee out, even left toes skyward or a little bit open behind you. And then we'll shift it back, crawl it back to a lizard shape at the top of the mats. So nice active lizard pose here. And if we want to work some arm balance, we can squeeze elbows in, left thigh to the back of left arm, play with a little Vinyasa shape, and then send the left foot back to tripod down dog. Breathe it out. From the tripod down dog, shift into the hands, and then bend left knee. Reach the left foot behind you. Wild thing, opening through the heart again as we root press through the right hand, through both feet. Maybe look to the front of your space, look towards left fingertips. Tripod down dog, left. Exhale, breath, half pigeon. And then we come right down into rest. Heart towards the earth. Letting go. Present with the heat, right? Not needing anything to be different right now. Present with that lingering heat, that fiery energy, maybe the heartbeat beating a little more quickly, or the breath moving a little more fiercely. But if we can allow, and if we can be present with, we allow for it all to change. So aware that we're working hard, we're deep in fire elements, but aware too that we're never completely separated from water, from fluidity, never separated from the stability of the earth. And aware that we're moving towards air element right here, right now, moving towards air. So we're moving towards a little more subtle awareness. We can take a final vinyasa here from our half pigeon pose, or we can just step things back to downward facing dog. And in down dog, we'll bring the knees towards the earth and we'll take child's pose. So again, lengthening the arms. Let the forehead rest. And intentionally marking this transition between the element of fire and the element of air. So yes, there's awareness of breath itself in the element of air. Perhaps there's an awareness of the air on your skin right here, right? The air as it's felt against your body. There's this subtle movement that you can feel through this touch of air to the little hairs on your arms, right? Turning attention a little more inward, perhaps. Quieting down so that you can hear more, you can listen. And then from child's pose, we'll slowly roll on up. I'm going to come towards the center of my mat a little bit more. Knees could stay wide or they could come together. And we'll just reach back, tent the fingertips, press the heart up towards the sky. So this could be a gentle opening, right? When we're working with air elements, we're working with subtlety. And we invite in gentle movement so that we can dial in to a more subtle awareness of what's feeling in the body, what we're feeling in the body, what's going on. But if we want to bring the full heels of the wrists down, we can do that. Stay here for a moment, right? What's going on now in this shape as we press the heart to the sky, as we squeeze a little of the space in the back of the heart? And if we want to go further into heart opening, we can root through the shins, lift the hips. But stay aware of keeping the back of the neck long, chin towards chest. Aware of all the smoothness or not of the breath. What's the breath telling you about your effort in this shape, in this pose? And then slowly lowering the hips down, pressing yourself to upright. And just take a little pause with the hands face up on the thighs. Let the chin drop. Aware of what a neutral spine feels like. And noticing all the subtle, subtle movement in the mind after that heart opener. Nothing needs to be different. We just take it all in with an open curiosity. And then we'll open the eyes. If eyes are closed, we'll bring the legs around long in front. Paschimottanasana. So the knees can bend, feet flex. We'll sweep arms to the sky. And then starting here with a flat back forward fold. So spill the pelvis forward and just come forward with a nice flat spine. Might not be that much of a forward bend. Let the shoulders stay back. Let the heart stay open. I'm working here with the subtlety of breath. Nice lightness, light movement, light touches. And then if we want to drop chin to chest, round the spine, come down a little further, we can take it that direction. Aware of what you feel and what you sense in the lower back, and which shape was more kind when it came to the lower back, right? And we follow what the kinder movement is, right? The wisdom of air element is this wisdom of acting from compassion, right? Acting from compassion. And it's this wisdom that understands that on the one hand, everything is already done. There's nothing to do. Everything is complete and perfect just as it is. But on the other hand, we can be moved to act from this space of love that is deep within, and we just do it. We just do it. We don't need to think, we don't need to plan, we just move from love. Let love guide us, let love lead us in the world. And that's how things go. And again, at the same time, nothing needs to be done. So we release, we let go, we hang. Without grasping to this shape, we just leave it. We move, we act, we lift with breath in. We can bend the knees, plant the feet. If we'd like to just say another last goodbye to that fiery element, right? We can open the hands and then slowly lower ourselves down by engaging the core, still rooting, planting the feet. Go slow, and then bring heels closer into the hips. Flip the palms face up, so we're wiggling the shoulders underneath the back of the heart. And then we just press down, lift, right? Just moving with intuition. We don't need to think, we don't need to plan, we don't need to cause ourselves worry. The heart says, let's open, let's go, bridge pose, and we just lift and we go and we're there. And if we want to go deeper, we can bring the palms together, interlace fingers, and then work onto the triceps. Work onto the triceps. Root down through the feet. Descend knees back over the heels, heart towards the chin. Pinkies to the earth, hip points to the sky. We just do it. We squeeze knees in towards each other. We reach the inner thighs to the earth. We take a deep breath in. And then we slowly Lengthen the spine to the mat again. And when the spine is long and touching down, we just stay. Right? So we're partnering this wisdom of action with an understanding that there's nothing that needs to be done right here. What if we just stayed in this bridge pose prep, right? We don't need a windshield wiper. We don't need to step the feet wide. We don't need to knock the knees in. We don't need to hug knees to chest. What would it feel like to just remain neutral right now? With the knees, ankles, hips in alignment, with the belly a little short and the low back long, just resting, sacrum, back of the low ribs, back of the heart, back of the shoulders, back of the head, all on the mat. Comfortable here. Comfortable here in just being still. And yet there's the option for one more bridge or for a full wheel. And so we take either shape. We just do the setup with the hands or flip the palms up for bridge pose. We root into the feet, come to the top of the head, and we go. Pressing the heart towards the back of the space. Working the legs a little bit longer, still reaching inner thighs down towards the earth. And we need to parallel the big toes to get that engagement, alignment in hips and knees and feet. And when the heart opening is no longer working for this moment, we bring the chin to the chest. We come back down. We don't pause to judge, to self-criticize, to wonder why. And we just return to neutral. Just return to neutral. And we're just as comfortable here, resting, as we were and pressing into the shape. Because everything is perfect just as it is, and we understand that. And bring the feet up to the sky, for legs up the wall. Even if the knees are bent, we can stack heels above the hips. Let this help lengthen your low back a little bit, right? After all that low back arching, the heart opening. Let this shape bring you back towards neutral in the spine. And neutral in the mind, right? What are you still holding on to up here in the head? What can we let go of to help us arrive in this space? Aware of space, the element of space. This container which holds all of the earth and the water and the fire and the air. This infinite container. Bend the knees. Reach up to the feet or big toes. Happy baby. Ananda Balasana. I just love saying that Sanskrit name of this pose. We're still neutral in the spine. Open hips, open hearts. Reaching the thighs towards the earth along either side of the torso. And the knees, heels all come together. The arms go out to a T. And then knees to the right, chin to the left for a supine twist. And here we drop effort. We drop effort. And with intention, we become a little more aware of the space we've created in the body. the spaciousness we've created in the breath. Maybe we let go of any sort of controlled breath and purposefully allow things to simply be. And we're aware of all the space within the mind and allowing for spaciousness within the mind by dropping into a state of being versus doing. Just rest. Just get heavy towards the earth. And without any action, we'll bring knees up through center without any effort. And then knees to the left, chin to the right. Drop right back in to this sense of being versus doing. Allowing for a heaviness of the body, letting the whole body just drop into the open arms of the earth. We'll bring the knees back up through center. And then exhale to Shavasana. And in Shavasana, drop awareness of the body as separate from the space all around you. Perhaps shifting awareness into just pure connection to the element of earth, right? A sense of the backside of your body and the earth that is holding you as one. Or drop into awareness of pure connection to the water element. An awareness of the fluidity and the continued movement of your breath. And the energy of the space all around you as one. Or drop into pure awareness of the fire element. A sense of connection to the limitless light that pulses from the core of your being, the center of your chest. Feeling your identity in that source as one. Or drop into a connection, pure connection to the air element. This awareness of this subtle peace, perfectly balanced with this subtle movement, this desire, this action that springs from that deep well at the center of your heart. Feeling into that space as if it is you. There's no separateness. It's all one. Or resting here in open awareness awareness of just space itself. Letting awareness of all elements dissolve. As you rest here for as long as you would like. Aware of the freedom of total spaciousness, infinite potential. And the subtle awareness of this post-yoga bliss. So if you're at home, while you are at home practicing this Shavasana, please stay for as long as you would like, exploring any of the ideas that we explored in this class, exploring sensation of any of the elements, understanding there's no right or wrong, right? It's all about what these elements feel like to you and how they show up in your body, your breath, your mind. So stay and explore, or slowly come back to body awareness. Use movement to reawaken. Come back to the breath. Move back in towards the heat of the day. Rise on up. Take your time. Bring your hands to your heart. Recognize all of the benefits that you've received by making it to your mat today, by working through the shapes, by working through contemplation. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday morning flow. Find more flows on our Facebook page, Baja Surf Yoga, or on our YouTube page, Baja Surf Yoga. And may we see you online or in the real world sometime soon. We take all the benefits that we've received from this practice, we dedicate, we give them away. May everything I received here be of benefit to all beings everywhere. And we seal the practice with our mantra, Om Ahum. Thank you.